Welcome back, everyone, to the Gold Club World Championship here in Beijing, China. It's our last match for the two of us of the night. I'm Wolf. With me is Grubby. How are you feeling about today's game so far?
Very sick. We just came off of a really exhilarating match 3 here between Dignitas versus E-Star that went to a 1-1. But that second game was sick.
It was definitely not the cleanest game we've ever seen, but it was certainly one of the most exciting ones of the tournament so far.
Yeah, not clean. A bit grubby, really, but I like it grubby. Yeah, that was really sick. Yeah, we are here with the 4th match. We've got one more coming up on this stream after this with Dunk Train and Dreadnought, but this is going to be this stream's first appearance of Astral Authority.
That's right, Astral Authority, our North American representative, winning the most recent fall regional championship in the United States. So considered by many to be the strongest NA team right now, fared better than Denial Esports at BlizzCon, our fall championship. So this is kind of the American hope, and they're facing two really tough opponents right off the bat in MVP Black and now their sister team MVP Miracle.
Now, Astral Authority is the best North American team right now. MVP Miracle might be the 3rd best Korean team.
I would say
that
many
sounds
would
good
agree
for
with
America.
That. Yeah. I mean, it's definitely, they're going to have to face all of them eventually. I say get them out of the way as fast as you can, and then go through the rest of the group stage. Of course, we are going to take a quick look at Astral Authority's intro video, so check it out.
Black advanced yesterday out of their, or not yesterday, but earlier out of their group.
马上就到了坚果。
哎呀，这个箭雨，我的天，瞬间
这个位置没有太注意，实际上这个箭雨一下去3个，
那基地都没了，你要这个护士死干嘛呢？
这样的选择是对的，不要把时间浪费在
时间
他身上，就一定要赶快的进去打基地，这是正确的一个选择。
Astral Authority is a perfect representative for North America on the international scene. I think they have such a unique style, and I'm really happy that they're getting to represent North America again internationally. Hopefully they learned from BlizzCon, and now they'll be able to use that practice on the international level to really take the next step and show their style at this event.
We are Astral Authority, and we are the #1 seed from North America, and we're going to look to play our best here at China.
Yeah, our team, we've been practicing really hard after not performing very well during BlizzCon. So yeah, we've been prepping really hard.
Pressure? Yeah, I think we definitely feel pressure in this tournament with the lineup we're up against. It's incredible teams here. I think the ones we would be the most scared of would be Ballistics.
And I'm just going to make sure, even if we lose, like, never give up, always improve, and just got to keep going.
Astral Authority is a very unique team. If I had one piece of advice to show them through the Gold Club World Championship, it would be play your own game. They excel when they control the draft and then play the map in their own style, and if they can do that, they have a shot here.
Astral Authority, the North American hope, the American dream, if you will, Grubby. This team of 5 excellent players from North America, they are taking this tournament very seriously. They want to take it as a learning experience, an improving experience, but they do know the competition here is some of the hardest they will ever face.
Yeah, and it's good, their attitude. They don't come here with a kind of brash attitude that we've sometimes seen, where there's a lot of overestimation of one's own, let's say, position or chances. They do know they're up against strong opposition. They may even be feeling a little intimidated, but they are really trying not to let it get to them and say, we are going to learn from this. We're not going to give up no matter what. And, you know, again, no strong statements to really put pressure on themselves. They haven't said we're going to wipe the floor with our opponent. They are the underdog. We know that. Any map victory really here is going to be a plus for them going up against these guys. MVP Miracle, possibly the third best team in Korea, though that of course remains to be proven here at this really big international tournament.
And MVP Miracle is an incredible team. They already have in this tournament taken a game off of Ballistics. I think a lot of teams are underestimating them due to what they've seen in scrims so far, as obviously this is MVP Miracle's first international event with this 5-man roster. So a lot of people are looking at this saying, well, they're not as strong as the other Korean teams. I'm not entirely sure how difficult they will be. But they've already taken a game off of Ballistics, the defending BlizzCon world champion. So definitely a really scary opponents here for Astral. They've already lost to Black 0-2 in very one-sided games. We could really expect to see something similar here. I think for Astral, it goes back to kind of what Dunk was saying in that opening video as well. Play your own style. Draft like you normally do. Don't try to do anything crazy. Just play how you normally play and take this as a learning experience, even if you do get crushed here.
Yeah, speaking about that strategy, the thing that impressed me most about Astral Authority was how they used the Haka. Caterpillar on the Haka on battlegrounds like Brax's Holdout was able to continually tilt the favor of the odds towards Astral. We do see a Brax's Holdout ban by Miracle, which actually doesn't surprise me considering what I just said. That's a very strong battleground for Astral Authority. Maps are going to be 1, Dragonshire, 2, Battlefield of Eternity.
Yeah, I think that's the brain and mind of Coach Kim there. You know, in the Korean scene and the Chinese scene, we do have more traditional esports coaches for a lot of these teams, and Coach Kim, a former StarCraft coach of the team Startail, now moving into Heroes of the Storm, an incredible coach, doing that research, watching those VODs, and you see a perfect ban as a result.
Yeah, top coaches, they don't really focus only on the mechanical or strategical improvements of their own players. They do the studying of the other team, finding out how they pick, how they ban, how they draft, and especially when you have a really strong team going up, maybe a team that doesn't have as much renown, you still take it seriously. You still look at their strengths and weaknesses and try to pick apart those strengths to completely crumble away at the resolve of your opponent, no matter how strong or weak, because underestimation has been the pitfall of many a team and player in the world of esports and sports alike. The Haka is going to get banned right away by Astral Authority, and although I've just sang the praise of Astral Authority's the Haka, what we should remember is that earlier today, MVP Miracle against Ballistics used the Haka in the second pick rotation. They may have lost that game against Ballistics, but it is both teams here who are looking to take that hero, and he is a top pick together with ETC on this battleground because of how quickly he can turn the odds in favor of a team on one of those shrines.
Ooh, Zeratul coming in right away from Astral Authority. You know, this is a very aggressive Zeratul pick. He has been banned in several of our matches tonight already, but actually making it through the draft this time, Astral will prioritize him. Immediately Miracle takes Muradin, which is surprising to me because I thought we'd see more than likely one of the soft counters to Zeratul and Tassadar and perhaps a Vala pickup, because that pairing has been highly prioritized throughout tonight and also has really found quite a high win rate and a great success in this tournament. But we're going to go for the gold presence and Muradin instead.
I think Brightwing is a great counter to Zeratul, and he pairs up well with Zeratul as well. I should say she pairs up well. Tassadar actually is a bit of a funny situation. You do reveal and you have burst protect against Zeratul's damage, but Tassadar, what he lacks in damage is really helping Zera, as Zera generally, he's so slippery that you need to pop him away in 1 second, and Tassadar doesn't really contribute towards that. So not really too surprised to see that in particular being delayed, especially since Zeratul teams generally don't take Tassadar themselves.
Sure,
it would be like a lack of utility.
Absolutely, you can drop that priority down. And, you know, that Tassadar might find its way into Astral's next ban phase as well. Li Ming will be taken away, and there's a lot to be said for Void Presence into Li Ming combos, but also the pairing with the range damage. They already have a strong front line with Johanna and Zeratul. They locked in Malfurion instantly, and that's the strength of Astral's drafting. They have a plan for every situation, and they were able to lock these heroes in within maybe 2-3 seconds. I'm very confident Brightwing taken away.
Yeah.
Again, countering that global presence. They already have a support themselves.
And not surprising, exactly like you're saying, second support. I mean, support is already there. It counters Zeratul, like you said before. So that is a smart ban. Liking Astral's draft so far. Zeratul is that aggressive first pick that kind of like shapes everything around it. But so far it's been working out for Astral Authority. Malfurion in particular is a very strong double pairing, as you can put an Entangle under a Void Prison, and that is a guaranteed route on everyone under there. And that's not even talking about the potential Twilight Dream follow-up for the entire team Silence.
Yeah, they're silenced and rooted. It is a really unfun place to be. Rhaegar is a support choice of Miracle. We've seen Karazim leak into a few drafts here, but it is going to be Jaina.
Wow.
Who finds her way into this next draft. Ballistic struggled against Jaina just moments ago on the Chinese main stage, but Ballistics did win out that match in the end. And then we see Vala to round things out. A very, well-rounded composition from Astral in terms of auto attack and ability, power, damage here, with Zeratul able to synergize really well with Ring of Frost. So is Malfurion, of course, going to synergize, as you mentioned before, with that Void Prison. So this could be the Wombo combo. We might even see Reign of Vengeance coming out here as well.
Yeah, Ring of Frost is amazing with VP. Miracle, they now have to decide who are they going to put in the solo lane. Olorok is possible, but he's a little bit vulnerable to Zeratul roams up top. Actually, I'm thinking Zeratul is probably the solo laner top, because Astral doesn't really have a dedicated solo laner, which would give Zeratul the freedom to roam around, as none of the heroes are truly replaceable in the rotation. Malf and Johanna can solo lane, but they are the only one of their role, whereas Vala Jaina don't have self-heal until level 13 in Vala's case, so a bit awkward position for Astral. They may not be able to use Zeratul in the usual fashion of rotation. So Miracle doesn't necessarily need like an amazing solo laner, yet if they do, they can really do very well in that lane.
This is kind of, I think, a little bit of a stressful moment for Miracle, because this comes back to Reset's hero pool, and Reset's hero pool is actually not a very wide array of heroes. I was going to say Tyrael is the one you're looking at here, even though I personally think it's a fairly weak pick for the draft. It does counter the Ring of Frost and the Void Prison combos quite well, but that's if you land it correctly. And Reset's not as known for the Tyrael play. He's more known for aggressive melee heroes.
Does he play Chen?
He has, but not a ton. Compared to more aggressive heroes like Sonya, he's really well known for his Zeratul play, which I think is part of the reason why Astral actually prioritized it that highly. Because he's known to be the best Zeratul in Korea, and by many in the world. And he, he has played Thrall in the past. You
mentioned Reset was very known as a solo queue star in Korea in the alpha.
Yeah, like long ago. He and Tist both, who played the game since the beginning, basically. So
nice.
Two of these players that have been around basically for forever, and are now finally getting to compete on an international stage.
Pretty exciting.
It is, and it's exciting because we finally have 3 Korean teams at an event. So all 3 of these teams are so different from each other.
Well, we have set the stage for these 2 teams to go up against one another. We're happy to announce the game is ready, so let's jump right into it. All right, game is starting here. With the blue team here on the left, it is June on Malfurion, Cattle on Vala, Cothenlock on Jaina, Fury on Johanna, Psalm on Zeratul. It's Astral Authority from America.
And for MVP Miracle, let's break it down. Darvish running that Rhaegar reset on the Tyrael. Crazy moving on Tyka, Sniper on Falstad, and Tist bringing down the Muradin. So expect the, exactly what you'd expect to see from these players. Again, Reset's hero pool once Zeratul is taken away, and in this meta, it's a little bit tougher for him to find strings. I think the Tyrael pick here is one of his better, kind of tankier, less aggressive heroes. And he does, of course, build into smite damage. That's his style, and is quite common right now. We see June actually gets caught here early, but a nice condemn to kind of stave off the damage.
Cattle, and he goes down. That's a 25-second kill. Something Astral can ill afford against an opponent of this caliber. Fury pops his Iron Skin and manages to get away, which kind of puts him in a vulnerable place for the next 15 seconds. Not having that, so Sniper cuts off his way to the bottom. We now see an altercation here in the middle to top lane. Carlton Luck goes down. It's a 2 versus 4, 2 versus 5, excuse me. And Miracle just starts to take a small lead here and kind of run away with the game.
Yeah, committing with Zeratul there as Jaina with no escapes is risky against the punish-heavy style of the Korean teams, as we see already in this game. Body blocking Jaina out and blowing her up.
Tom has no escape. He's got Vorpal Blades, but that's not going to be enough. He goes down to Double Warrior. A lot of, are they unforced errors? They kind of forced errors. I mean, Jaina was on the right side of the map. Zeratul did go through these Double Warriors here without proper knowledge of where everyone on Miracle is, but I can't help but feel that generally in the environment that Astral Authority plays, they don't get punished for these kind of moves. They're finding a new world of pain here, kind of. Like, I don't think they've had these feelings before.
Sure. I mean, this is the kind of thing that we talk about a lot when we talk about the regions that really just don't have success in international events, where they do dominate their home region. It's tough to improve when you're not used to practicing with this kind of environment where every simple move that you think is strong, you think, okay, I'm going to rotate Psalms trying to find value, and he just simply gets killed because he's like, whoa, no one I play against actually handles this. No one I play against is this punish heavy. And obviously a 1 minute and 30-second Dragon Knight is almost unheard of, and Tist is able to get just simply the wall with it. But that's actually quite a lot of value. They've already taken 1 level lead 2 minutes into the game.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just thinking, like, you're Zeratul with Blink. You go against 2 warriors. Okay, granted Tyrael has a damage talent. You have Blink. Generally you get away, but not so. However, Astral Authority here starting to say, we will not go down that easily. They 5-man group, very smart rotation. They get the double kill, and they will steal the camp. Very smart move there. Now, Reset, he knows he's not going to die. He's kind of just delaying Astral here from making it back to the lane on time, which will cost them a little bit of experience. A decent move, but Astral, they're back in the game.
Yeah, bringing the EXP almost totally even there. And Tist getting a bit aggressive. Tist was actually known for his peel play for most of Season 3 of OGN, but towards the end of the season, I felt like he became the weak link for Miracle in a lot of ways, overextending oftentimes. Very similar to as we were casting Misaka earlier in the night, kind of sometimes just overextending a little bit, or maybe overvaluing his health pools, and comes back to bite him sometimes. In this case, I feel like really did see that. Astral will take this opportunity to take their own camp and then rotate up to the Knight camp on their side of the map.
And look at how Zeratul and Jaina have been going together. It's almost like this pairing that has this heroic synergy with Void Prison into Ring of Frost. These guys, I wouldn't be surprised if they double queue a lot to practice this strategy, and it kind of also leads them into having this natural teamwork in game, where it's the 2 of them that get a siege a bruiser camp, even though it doesn't necessarily have to be those 2.
Sure, it does clear very quickly, and it allows Jaina, while she's kind of walking towards the top lane, to actually clear that and go. Meanwhile, we are going to see a big 5-man mid here from Miracle, which gets them no value.
There's been a lot of 5-mans, and one thing to know in Heroes of the Storm, every time you do that without an immediate payoff, that's going to cost you experience.
This is insanely sloppy by Sniper. He knows there's 2 top, and he just simply walks right through the jungle as if he's just
on
immortal or something.
Trip, looking for walnuts on the floor.
I mean, that was insanely sloppy, and he gets punished. And this is a bit worrisome, to be totally frank with you, Grubby, to see mistakes like this. Tist as well overextends in lane, and he will be taken out. There he goes.
The Moonfire, the multi-shot, the shield glare, something there took him down, and Astro here with the lead. I wouldn't say it's an embarrassment to Miracle. These are all, seasoned competitors, and Astral, I mean, the game hasn't been played, but that second Dragon Knight going to Astral, and a very auspicious second start here in the game here for Astral Authority in North America.
With no ammunition on this lost bot lane for Miracle, because of their constant 5-man rotations where they were losing EXP and they were losing this lane, this is going to be a mid-wall and a dead healing fountain, perhaps more. Resets coming for the punish here from behind, jumps onto Cawthon Lug. Cawthon on the retreat here, but here comes Tist as well.
The flank,
crazy moving.
The flank by Tist on Jaina, decides not to go for it, prioritizing safety, but Cawthon Lug goes super deep. He goes all the way into 4 to get a Tychus.
I think he missed that Hungering Arrow. I think he might have very well gotten that Tychus had the Hungering Arrow connected there.
But even if you get it, you're level 9 versus 8 with a full HP Dragonite, you should not be doing that. There is a underdog bonus XP. Whenever you're lower level than the opponent, you get far more experience for taking down a hero, and it's a very strong combat mechanic. So you never generally want to force 1-for-1s. Even if you kill someone, if you die, that is a bad trade when you are a level ahead. Nonetheless, Astral holds on to a decent lead here. They're level 10 first. Now the question is, can they use that? There's about 15 seconds to bridge for Miracle to try and get level 10 themselves. Can Astral find an opportunity to fight? They're grouping for it, Wolf. They're coming 5
they're going
to
to try to. They're going to try to do this neutral night camp, but unfortunately, it's not going to be in time for to stop Miracle from 10. However, because Miracle doesn't have vision of this, it's hard for them to punish it. In fact, looks like they thought maybe they were getting invaded at their own siege giants based on their movement there, but they're incorrect in this assumption, which will cost them big. A nice move by Astral Authority. I feel in most ways, after the initial mistakes rotation-wise, I feel like Astral is outplaying Miracle in quite a few ways here.
Yeah, of course, we've seen this before by American teams. They can have a strong early and mid game, and sometimes they crumble in the late because they generally do not get challenged as much in the late game by teams that are very good at coming back, that know exactly, you know, as an experienced veteran to know how to find the advantage back to oneself. So the level lead has already dissipated. It's level 11 versus 11. So whatever team wants to take a lead is going to have to prove that once again. Despite everything that happened, it has become equal.
Oh, Tista's rotating up. Right now, Jaina needs to be careful in the top lane. Falstad is baiting really hard.
Jaina has no natural protection because of the Bruiser camp that was pushing in. Jaina did clear that, and that kind of removes Muradin's attempted invading.
Yep, looks like Psalm was looking for him there, finds him right away with that blink in. Sniper will kill the healing well though, so that's pretty important for later on controlling that top lane. The bot healing fountain was killed by AA counterwise, so I've got healing fountains on the opposite sides of things here, but a lead with Miracle still holding their mid one. Right now it's going to be neutral for the Shrines as Cattle finally gets that.
Three times the charm.
Yeah.
Small mistakes. I would say
Fury.
Oh, hold on a second there. Fury taking a lot of damage.
Stunned here. We'll actually try to turn it. Void Prison is used, but only connects with Fury.
That was a good Void Prison by MVP Miracle there. Of course, that was Astral missing it a little bit there. And there's a 100-second cooldown that will be lost, which is actually integral to a team fight.
Yeah, this is the kind of combo setup that you need to win these team fights. It's part of what their composition with the Ring of Frost is actually built on. We do see Strafe and not Rain of Vengeance, so they're not trying to really go all in with it. They're going to get a little bit more consistent damage. And Strafe is also good after a Ring of Frost connects. I mean, if everyone's just locked into place, you get free Strafe damage. But sometimes it can be used for extra CC, especially with now having 2 charges. If you use it correctly, you can get so much value. Psalm here will have to retreat, not going to be able to pressure this lane. And already Falstad's going to clear that top. Sniper, once he deals with this, will be able to take this top shrine.
All right, we have a 4 versus 4 here. Zeratil's moving in. If he had Void Prison, this could have been huge. Falstad is not here yet. This would be a perfect setup, but because Void Prison is still on cooldown, that means Astral cannot make use of this rotation.
Fury gets caught here, but will be able to escape. Good heals coming down. June on point to keep him alive there. Tist eating a little bit of that damage, but should be able to recover if given a moment to rest. Reset goes in. Tist is diving in as well, and there's the kill on Cattle already. So I'm going to have to back off here as well, and it looks like this will be a Dragon Knight for Miracle as they channel that bottom shrine. Astral wants to punish this, though. I don't think they'll be able to. The shrine is channeling, and that will be the Dragon Knight.
Psalm jumps in and in with all his abilities. Here we go, the Ring of Frost! No!
The anti-synergy
was not bad, but the Void Prison blocks the damage. The second Void Prison, once again, a disaster here for Astral Authority, who needs to get their act together in this kind of difficult to do combination of heroics. It's not working with a blessing in their favor yet. And MVP Miracle, now with the Dragon Knight, are starting to push in on the first fort of the game. That one is going to go down. Miracle is taking the lead.
Reset, or excuse me, Tist blocking Psalm's rotation down. Cattles as well, having vision of Psalm in the mid lane. Just standing in that bush. Sniper going to get some more free damage here, as it looks like in the mid lane, Reset is just keeping Som at bay. He's going to actually rotate up top. He's not even going to deal with that there. As this Dragon Knight gets a little bit of value here. The bottom keep wall is half destroyed. It will take this camp invade, whereas Astral is just simply trying to level the EXP as Som soaks top, and they're going to regroup here. Not the worst case scenario for Astral, but Miracle gets closer and closer to 16.
Yeah, now there's no healing fountain neither north nor south for Astral, whereas Miracle still has the bottom fountain. And with only Malf being able to give heals to basically anyone, okay, Johanna can use Laws of Hope, but the rest needs Malf. That is going to be a little bit difficult to actually maintain control of those bottom and top shrines, which means that Astral now gets into a situation where they are facing a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
They're facing level 16 pressure, the difficulty of the map control without the fountains. Void Prison is available. It's pre-16. They want this fight. Astral, they want this fight, but they're walking into an ambush.
Yep, 16 is so close. Aldruins will reveal this and give him an ability to come in. He does go in. Sanks, he wants the team to join him on the Sank. Tist goes for the Dwarf Toss. Void Prison hits 2. Chthon's coming!
Jaina cannot reach on time, gets the Ring of Frost only on Tychus. It's about 50% of his life. Ancestral Healing will get drawn. Twilight Dream! Tyrael goes down.
Tyrael goes down. He's going to get a big explosion onto Chthon, but does not secure the takedown. Fury narrowly survives there. Good heal coming out. And if they can escape here, it will end up being a good trade, but no, they cannot. The grenade does connect. That's a dead Johanna. Stun goes down as well. June, can he get out? Looks like he should be able to, but they are committing. Tist goes in, and down goes Mal.
Earth Grasp Totem there by Darvish. Manages to get the kill on his rival support there on Malfurion. And that means they're going to be pushing in here with the remainder of this Bruiser camp. Keep might go down, maybe some follow-up kills. It's 4 versus 3. Not too comfortable, but to keep, that's going to be an accomplished fact, I think.
One of the things about this type of combo-based composition is that you have this amazing burst potential. You have this amazing wombo, if you will. But if it doesn't get you massive value, if all you really hit is Tychus and he gets Ancestral immediately, suddenly you're like, well, my comp just doesn't have consistent damage anymore. I can't actually find these longer team fights. And, you know, that's why they take Twilight Dream. They don't take Tranquility, because they're looking to get 3 kills, like, instantly, and that's how they win the fight. And if it doesn't happen, Miracle kind of walks all over them the longer the fight goes.
Yeah, honestly, there was a bit of a mispositioning by Astral. The Void Prison hit on 2 members, but Jaina was too far away to be able to follow up. Som now goes down, acting a little bit too fancy with his abilities there, using that level 7 talent to jump on whoever he does a Singularity Spike on, blinks away. He kind of uses the same pattern of skills every time. It's becoming very predictable, like W, teleport in, blink away, and then from that moment onwards, if MVP Miracle is able to track his movement, it is very predictable and easy to take him down before the next blink is available again. And he's been playing it the same all game long. Void Prisons have not been good enough.
In post 16, when you have a win condition like the Dragon Knight, you can't cross the middle of the map, especially in a choke point with Holy Ground. Holy Ground locks him and he dies. This should be game here, a 14-minute game with Tist on the Dragon Knight to close it out. A solid showing from Astral, but MVP Miracle will take the win here. A stronger mid-game, better team fighting. And when you have a comp that's just so based on these combos and these big early wins in team fights, if you can't synergize the Void Prison with the Ring of Frost effectively, then you eventually just get outclassed, and that's what we saw there.
Yeah, it's not the first time that we've seen the team that on paper is weaker going for actually a very difficult to execute composition, where the Void Prison Ring of Frost, in essence, in theory, they're easy to synergize, but because of the way that the opponents move around and try to pre-position and counter it, it actually becomes very difficult to kind of like get it off. And because they are working off of 100-second cooldowns, they have these very short periods where it all needs to fit together. And Astral, they were not able to deliver with that combination yet.
Yeah, definitely not. We saw 1 or 2 Sanctifications used as well preemptively. Like,
a bit weird.
It was weird, but it was like, you can't really do your combo right now. I feel like we were seeing some of Reset saying, this is a risky moment, let's just play this down. And then after that Sank is gone, we can actually continue the fight. Even if they try to prison us, they're missing them. Let's take a look at our MVP for that match. It will be Reset, in fact, on the Tyrael. And some of his positions, his jump-ons onto Cattle especially, did help them turn the fight.
That Purge Evil level 1 talent, 30% bonus damage with Smite on enemy heroes. Was proving to be a pretty good initiator. He jumps in with Holy Ground or just Eldruin's Might. providing a 30% slow on all enemy heroes, then uses his smite to deal the initial points of damage, and any ally that follows him gets the bonus movement speed. The way he was starting that fight, making himself a focus target with the level 13 imposing will, slows down all the opponents, kind of causes the disruption, and it was really those movements that caused Astral to feel pressured. Because he kind of just jumped in, it was a bit weird, protected himself, and then suddenly their focus was slightly less on the rest of the team.
We also saw that suicide jump in as well, where his explosion actually did a lot of damage that turned the fight for them after that failed focus on Tychus. You know, Astral does net 5 kills, I think mostly due to the sloppiness, especially of Sniper throughout that early game. Sniper's rotation up the top lane to clear the top Knight camp was, I mean, embarrassing, I guess, for him. If he goes back and watches that VOD, he's like, ooh, that was definitely not a good move.
We did see some light moments of strategic prowess by Astral Authority in the rotations. Maybe a few unforced errors from MVP Miracle, but some pretty good moves there by Astral. Some cool usage of Johanna, Fury's Johanna as well, with his own mark of talent choice. That level 17, that level 7, the Crusade marches on. Lots of iron skins, kind of keeping himself safe. That Johanna play was also what netted Astral Authority their second map win against PBA at BlizzCon, the one on Brax's holdout. With some really cool Johanna play, but overall, everything they did, not good enough yet to take the first gamer against MVP Miracle.
I really always feel, and I have for a long time, that Fury is probably like top 3 North America as just a player in general, even in his Gale Force days. Some of his Murden plays, ETC play was incredible. Looking back at even Gale Force versus My Insanity at the Summer Global Championship, just incredible plays overall by this player. He's been on several teams. He's seen a lot of esports and Heroes of the Storm. He has that you know, global experience now from 2 big events. Now this is his 3rd time on a big global scale playing against Korean teams, Chinese teams alike. And I think that experience, it goes to why Fury just does so well on these heroes, doesn't get nervous, doesn't panic, and makes good plays. I do feel that if I'm looking at Astral going forward, I like their style of, like, we're going to go into this composition that's kind of combo based. We can turn these fights early. I like them going with a very, not all in, but very much focused style, and doing exactly what they wanted to do and trying to kind of, I don't want to say gimmick their way into a win against a better team, but they had a plan and they executed it.
Yeah, I don't think Zeratul Jaina is a gimmick anymore. I know what you're trying to say. It is good basically to have a plan, rather than saying, let's just choose some random weapons and then just kind of like go to battle and we'll see what happens. We'll just kind of try to adapt to the situation. That kind of style is okay for practice games, okay for teams against that maybe you don't know that well, but against one of these top teams that you think is maybe like slightly better in several areas than you, it's best to like hyper focus on one single area. Be it the draft, be it the hero picks, be it a certain
map,
combination,
example,
the map, yeah, exactly.
And I think that going forward, I would like to see some sort of focus like this, but I'd like to see the composition moved away from this sort of basically combo-based style that they were unable to find success with. It was just not consistent throughout that game. They had some nice punish plays, but let's go into map 2, Battlefield of Eternity, a map that Korean teams have historically won on and had incredible win rates on, and also have played very short games on, especially the sister team of Miracle, MVP Black.
Funnily enough, this is Astral's map pick, isn't it? Because there's first pick here for Miracle.
Yeah, I believe you're correct.
So the first map that was Miracle's pick, Dragonshire, was won by them. BOE Astral is boldly going where many Koreans have triumphed before, apparently.
But there is a lot of data on Korean teams on this map because they choose it so frequently.
Okay.
So that's something, I mean, I'm just trying to play devil's advocate. This would not have been my map pick, but perhaps they have found a weakness of Miracle on this map. Illidan first pick, locked in.
Wow.
Not going to use Som. I see a shot of Som there. We see, you know, sometimes the hero pool of reset seems to be a bit targeted here, especially again with the Zeratul ban. And he is just simply going to pick up the Illidan right away. See a shot of him there on camera.
Yeah, we saw 2 attempts so far to deal with Asia's scary Zeratuls. I don't think June's Zeratul was in any shape scary last game. Korea and China do have a lot of scary ones. Last game it was the first pick attempt, now it's the first ban. And that might be Astral's strategy going forward in their next matches. But that remains to be seen. We're looking at this one here. 0-2 goes away, Illidan gets picked, and now Murden. Second pick could be Vala, it could be Malfurion.
There's the Malf. They're prioritizing Malfurion over Vala right now, it seems, overall. And this is going to be a great route, which can stop Illidan from being effective. Murden, the soft counter to Illidan with his attack speed reduction, which is very powerful. Now, Miracle here are probably looking to grab either one of, I'd say, Tassadar or Zarya, just for that extra secondary support. We haven't seen Zarya used with Illidan comps all that often yet in this tournament, but I do feel like it's something that a lot of teams are considering heavily.
Yeah, Dignitas did it in the third match we showed on this broadcast just now. Johanna is often a popular pairing with Illidan, not because of any natural synergy, but just because Johanna counters Illidan fairly well. And another cool thing about Battlefield of Eternity is you can do a 5-man versus 5-man race on the objective, the Immortal, try to damage it out, but actually sending Johanna over to the other side is more effective. If you land the shield glare on 3 to 4 members, blind them, you reduce a lot of their DPS.
Absolutely, and that's why she's so highly prioritized on this map, not to mention the fact that with ETC already banned and Murden taken, the warrior choke potential is there for Astral. Had they banned Johanna here, it might have been a forced Tyrael, which would be awkward for Miracle because that's not really what Tist is known for playing. It's Reset's hero, generally speaking, so Reset has to play Illidan, so it could have forced a position swap, for example. So the Johanna pick here is just, it's solid. Can't argue against it. Tychus comes in for the range damage, one of the most popular auto attackers right now next to Vala, and it looks like they're just going to simply prioritize him over the Vala going forward. Tassadar ban, no surprise, as that's one of the big secondary supports of Illidan. May mean, though, that we end up seeing a Zarya pick here.
Yeah. Zarya can be exactly what Tassadar normally is. Zarya, you can pick her when you need a bit more damage than what Tassadar provides, and you don't need the wave clear. And this is a 2-lane map. It's really not as important. So I do like Zarya as an alternative. Not sure if they're going to be going for that. It kind of depends whether they practice it a lot.
Yeah, and that's the thing I was going to mention. If Zarya is picked in this lineup, it would mean that Sniper would have to play her. And ranged flexes are not as known for playing Zarya. There are some exceptions. And, you always have to play what your role is. For example, Mene plays Zarya on Dignitas, even though he's normally the main mage player. We see Sylvanas and Greymane picked up here. This almost makes me feel like Astral is saying, you better pick Tyrael, or else we're going to.
Yeah, I mean, Sylvanas and Greymane both do just a lot of really solid DPS on single target. They're great for the Immortal.
That's
right. Helps to Greymane is the racer. Sylvanas races really well as well and can capitalize on Immortal victories.
Wailing Arrow too, very good against Illidan.
Yeah, exactly. And Greymane is pretty good against Illidan, but not 100% ideal because he's auto attack based and Illidan gets 2.5 seconds worth of evasion. And then there's also Johanna with blind. So Greymane really is not picked here because he's going to be the best, hero to take for the team fight. It's purely because it's Battlefield of Eternity.
Sure. Well, Miracle could pick up, right now, of course, the Tyrael, which would force, against Sniper to play it. Really the big question is what Sniper are going to be playing in this game. Darvish is going to be playing support, which at this point will likely be the Rhaegar, although we could see Brightwing potentially as well. Not her strongest map, but still quite powerful. But I think we're really looking at what is Sniper going to play. Is he going to be forced to play the Tyrael? Is he going to have to do that to give Illidan that extra vulnerability?
If they go Tyrael, they give up Immortal trading. They got to go for the team fights. They could say, we'll just take one support and another big damage. I don't know, Vala or Lunara, and then just one support.
It's totally possible. Then you don't go as all-in on the Illidan comp. Obviously, he loses a lot of value. But you don't necessarily need him to be super all-in on.
Yeah.
We could even see a Falstad here. It wouldn't be crazy. I mean, it's one of Sniper's more played heroes. And we saw him play it last game with a few mistakes, but I mean, overall, he is a solid Falstad player.
Kind of like Vala, just offers a little bit more damage on the Immortal. It really reduces the necessity for Illidan to jump in because there's 2 such strong damage dealers behind him. It allows him to play safer. Then you have 3 actual assassins with really good DPS on the Immortal. But yeah, it could be Falstad as well, kind of for battlefield control.
Yeah, I think these are really the options we're looking at. Notice that Miracle locked in Rhaegar. This resets their time pool so that they don't start burning their bonus. And so obviously that's what they want to do. They want to lock Rhaegar in here because they clearly don't know exactly, they don't have a plan yet. I want this hero exactly. So they're giving this a lot of consideration. They lock in the Rhaegar to reset that timer, and then now they've got 65 seconds to make this final choice. It's really about Sniper, and Sniper has been considered to be a weak link. He was considered to be one of the weak links for TNL as well, oftentimes when it comes to situations like this where there's no exact pick, you know what I'm saying? So I do feel this is a little bit worrisome for Miracle, and they're giving a lot of thought. If I'm Sniper, I definitely want to say just give me Valstad. I can play it. I'm comfortable on it. I mean, we're not going to see like a Zagara come out of here or anything like that. Some of his other heroes.
That would be surprising.
But like, there's non-meta heroes that he is good at.
But it's like you were saying, like this really does seem to be a kind of a conundrum here for Miracle. They are using a lot of their time pool. Generally, when we speak of the mental warfare between two teams, digging this deep into your time pool, accepting like extremely advanced psychological mind games, it shows a bit of uncertainty, which shows a bit of weakness.
I think it's a weakness on the part of Sniper's hero pool, and they are going to just lock in the safety Falstad, which
it doesn't
honestly it's a weak pick. It's a very weak pick, but this is just
stronger.
Yeah, this is just Sniper's weak hero pool. Sniper can't play Vala very well. He's not a main range assassin. He's a ranged flex, and he's a specialist main basically. And in this meta, where specialists are not really that required, and you're looking at range flex or playing like sometimes Zarya, you need to be able to play Zarya. If you have to lock in Falstad, man, that's just worrisome.
Now for Miracle, taking one map out of Ballistics earlier today is a huge performance that, when you look at the way that this format works out, that is a very big win. But losing one map to Astral Authority would completely invalidate that when you think about it.
Absolutely,
kind of. And a lot of teams aren't going to do that with Astral Authority. They are going to beat them 2-0, most likely. And it has happened. Astral already lost 0-2 to MVP Black. So this is a very important game for MVP Miracle. Normally you would say for the one that's coming back from the deficit.
No, absolutely. I completely
for Miracle,
agree.
it's very important.
You know, and both of these drafts, by the way, have not been clean. These drafts have a lot of mind games in them, and basically pinpoint counters being placed on both sides. It's the only Alarok comes in. I was going to say the only pick or ban in this entire list that feels like it could have been flexible was the Li Ming one. That was not a must ban, but everything else is pretty much, you know, you ask any top tier draft and be like, oh yeah, all of these are pretty correct, but it puts us in a weird situation, especially with Sniper's hero pool. But Alarok is going to pair really well with Malfurion with the roots, especially in the early game.
Now, Astral has given themselves a much better draft to work with than the last game. There's much less execution pressure on two very long cooldown heroics. It is a very solid draft with a strong frontliner, a strong healer, two good damage dealers on the Immortal, and then Alarok. If anything, the pressure on Alarok is the greatest. When I look at this draft from Astral, I would say they far and away destroyed this draft. But when we look at the skill, probably Miracle's a little bit higher. So I'm not sure how this is going to play out, but Alarok is an excellent defender on Battlefield of Eternity. He pulls an enemy in right as the boss is about to do a stun, which is very common at the objective, and you can just destroy. So it is a really cool draft.
I mean, telekinesis can knock someone into a boss stun, for example. Guys, the game is ready, though. We're going to jump into it right now, going into the second map between Astral and Miracle. Stay with us.
All right, here on the left, in the blue, we've got Team Astral Authority from North America. Let's see if they can bring it back to a draw. June on Malfurion, Caterpillar on Greymane, Cotton Luck on Sylvanas. It's Fury on Murden and Psalm on Alarok.
Their opponents from Korea, it is Darvish on Rhaegar, Reset on Illidan, C moving on Taika, Sniper on that Comfort Falstad, and Tist bringing up the Johanna. And I really have to agree with you. The draft is won by Astral. This is a game of mechanical skill at this point, and sometimes picking that hero is what's the right thing to do, but Reset gets caught in telekinesis and rooted as well. Blocking the root.
He gets back. Huge blunder here by Astral Authority. They missed the bolt, they missed the root, and they missed the telekinesis into silence combination. A huge blunder here, and they'll be kicking themselves in the shins for this one. Reset actually stays alive. This is a double kill, a triple kill. This is a steal. This is an outcry, an outrage, a crying shame for
Look at the
Astral
bait here
Authority.
too. trying to bait Chthon like into actually trying to kill Reset to get the kill on there as well within the 4th kill. Let's take a look at this again. As we see the root just narrowly misses here, so close to connecting. Then we see the friend or foe, you know, the ability to just run back to the team, escapes, and then next thing you know, this is turned. Som can't even get out. Doesn't get the kill on Reset, and it is a disaster.
Yeah, this is just like, this is completely unmerited. I mean, if I'm MVP Miracle, I look back at this, I'm going to say, Reset, you got lucky. You do not deserve to be alive here. I mean, like, well done with the jukes, but all of this was unforced errors from Astral Authority. Yes, Illidan has mobility, but it's a 5 versus 1. They literally go into the bush. Reset is standing still there. He's a sitting duck, and there's just slow reaction times here for Astral Authority. Miracle gets away with it. I don't think they deserved it, but Astral definitely didn't deserve it with the way that the skill shots went.
I didn't even, as soon as the root goes down, I'm like, okay, hits the root. I didn't even question because I was like, this is an easy root to hit. You know?
No, it was like lava, and he's like tiptoeing around the lava. He's like, ha, 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 and he barely didn't get rooted. So well done by Reset. Here we go with another kill on Alarok. Fury jumps out.
The invade here was real for Astral to defend, but it did not work. Cattle trying to do what he can, but here's that Johanna power you were talking about. He's just going to simply go in blind, push him away.
Bit of a mistake by Greymane there. It's Caterpillar, right?
Yes.
I heard him hitting the Immortal. That was not with the bonus attack speed. He must have wasted his Inner Beast cooldown in the lane.
Or in that, maybe in that last fight, but I feel like it would have been off on cooldown by then, but
well, no, it's
close
60 second. Probably it was indeed in that fight, in that attempted defense of the Immortal, so fair enough, fair point.
Oh man, a huge condemn, and this is just a disaster. Cattle going to try to get his way out here. Chthon body blocked as well, and Sniper is going in.
Oh, he's
going to come.
On the score sheet, perhaps not for long, but that is a copy of the last game. Now keep in mind, Astral Authority was able to bring that back with rotations, but it's going to be a very quick first objective to MVP Miracle again. Look at that attempt at a combo, and then the complete turnaround. The Gathering Storm, the hammer by Falstad just did massive damage on everyone.
The 3-man condemn. Sniper showing his mastery of this hero, going for the committed kill there as well with the chase. Walking into that choke point, into that condemn, a bit nasty here, and this is again, as we expected this game would be about. Hold that thought! Illidan stays a bit too long. Oops, Reset.
Honestly, the second huge mistake from Reset here. This time he does get punished, so good job by Astral Authority getting that telekinesis into silence combo. There we go with the second one on Johanna. Did still have the iron skin and will not be able to go down, so Tist makes his way out of there. Now the Immortal is going to do about 30% of damage on that board. But Miracle, they're on the way to level 7. They're going to rotate down as 4, get the 2 towers, secure level 7, and continue up the pressure.
As I was saying before that Reset got caught, I feel like this is the story you were building of mechanical skill versus a better draft. And so far, I think the mechanical skill is winning out, with the exception of Reset's 2 mistakes on this hero. Now, this is, you know, I'd say it's not too greedy considering they have full vision, but they don't want to stick around too long. Obviously, Sylvanas' passive will make this gain value, and in fact, it could have gained, if it were on long enough, more value than what MVP Miracle is doing. But they need to rotate now away from that, or else they will be punished. And here we go. Tist is coming up. He's going to get a good contempt, but there's not a full rotation.
Yeah,
they are going to be fine.
This is pretty okay. The Fort is still alive. They're as 4. They see 2 members of MVP Miracle on the bottom, so it's 4v3 at the worst. They don't have their level 7s yet, but I don't think they need to be afraid. That's a triple combo. Silence, Bolt, and Entangle on Reset. He drops to 30%. Sniper rotates up, and now indeed Astral needs to take the highway away.
Yeah, and you see C moving, shows a rotation up. Cattle comes up too because he sees that, then he just turns right back around, and now Cattle's kind of awkwardly rotating up, not getting value. Free EXP has been got for C moving.
An executive move here by Astral Authority. It's a 5 versus 4, a good attempt. Fury jumps on. He tries to steal the camp, puts pressure. Falstad goes down.
And already, you know, C-Moving is rotating up, but I think it's a bit too late. Tist may also fall here. Goes for the condemn. They're on him. They are chasing. The Stormbolt is dodged.
That Stormbolt would have consigned Johanna to death. A very important miss there, actually, by Astral Authority. Nonetheless, it does not take away from their good move here. 5 versus 4. Smart rotation, stealing the camp, getting the kill, and kind of getting back into that game. But again, A missed Stormbolt as Murder Fury jumps over the wall, and they need to like kind of aim their skills.
Sure. I think it was a nice
value.
job there by Tist. Big cleanse comes down on the Sniper, but the damage is already done. He can turn around though, and finally Reset does get rooted here, but he's going to continue once it wears off. Cattle is so low.
The boss actually saves them as the concentric circle stun around the boss manages to save Caterpillar, forces Miracle off of his case.
But unfortunately, But unfortunately, even with the escape there, this does give control of the boss. Tis with a big glare here to allow the retreat. Looks like instead of retreating, Reset goes in.
Condemn.
These condemns are out of control, Grubby.
There was a lot of damage there with the immolation from Illidan. The condemn, there goes down Muradin. Fury will be taking a 20-second break out of this game. Nice combo on crazy moving.
That's not the nicest way to put it. He's going to be on a 20-second.
I'll be right back, guys.
Yeah, he'll be here in a moment. He's just unable to participate for a short period of time. This is nearly 10 for Miracle. They have a full 20,000 health Immortal on their side, not touched once by Astral. Astral desperately takes their Fallen Shaman cap as a consolation prize for participating in that last team fight, but it's not going to be very valuable. 10 is now reached here for Miracle.
Honestly, I thought the game was maybe ending at minute 5 or 6 from the way the beginning was going, but Astral had a few good moments here where they were able to kind of bring it back. As it stands though, the Immortal's going to be pushing in. Illidan savagely punishes anyone who overextends on the map where there's a lot of space until the next fort is in range when you are talent down. It's level 11 versus 9. There's no way that Astral gets level 10 on time to defend against this and save their keep. They're trying to at the bottom, getting some towers, but they're hard-stoning back. Honestly, too early, I think.
Yeah.
This keep is going to go down guaranteed, and they needed level 10 to kind of stave off the apocalypse after that. And now I'm not sure that they ever will reach level 10. Astral is fighting without level 10. There's no defender's advantage.
Oh.
Mighty Gust comes in. Odin has finished, but that is a lot of damage.
Fury goes down now too, and this will likely just simply be game should they commit to it. Looks like Reset wants to. The rest of the team wasn't as certain, but now they are going to commit. Sniper is very low, but there's just not enough damage to finish him off. Good splitting here. Cattle trying to do what he can.
That Footman is like going for Sniper and he's taking a lot of damage. Cattle can kind of finish him off. Nice dodge though with that barrel. He takes splash damage. He takes a tower shot, but it's going to be enough. MVP Miracle. Before Astral even gets 10, they close it out with a 2-0 victory.
There were definitely some key moments in that first game for Astral where they looked like they could maybe go toe-to-toe with Miracle, but in the second game, even with a, in my opinion, vastly inferior draft, Miracle just shows their mechanical skills. Tist is my MVP. The amount of times he hid it and then got like a 3, 4, or once even a 5-man condemn, and there was just no accountability on the side of Astral as to where is Tist at any given moment. Where is he just going to casually walk in and stun our entire team?
Yeah. I love playing Janna. She's my most played hero in Hero League right now, but I never make those kind of plays enough. You see Murden do that a lot in pro play. Stand in the bush, jump over it, get the Thunderclap, the Stormbolt. But to see Johanna do that is a really cool move. He did the Shield Glare first to kind of stop the damage and then the Condemn. It was really nice to see, and we'll see what MVP has been chosen here by the production, but I agree with you. Tis did great on Johanna there.
Absolutely. Crazy moving with a few failed slow rotations, but he did a lot of damage there as well. Let's see. Maybe Sniper on Falstad. I mean, he did have that one amazing fly in, and it, you know, the cool thing about him being chosen as the MVP to me is that the whole last pick was all about his weak hero pool. Is the Falstad pick going to be good enough? You know, Tassler's taken away from most of his old heroes. His meta heroes are no longer meta, or sorry, comfort heroes are no longer meta, and he does lock in the Falstad. He makes it work. So I mean, that's the story for me. You know, that I look at with this hero. And with this player together, I think it's the MVP award.
Yeah, he made it work. Reset a little bit weaker there, a few mistakes, but obviously once the train got rolling, he choo-chooed just like anyone and was managing to use his Illidan to lay down swift vengeance and justice upon all members of Astral Authority. 4 versus 1 structures, there is only 4, so yeah, MVP didn't lose any forts. And they got level 12 versus 9. That's a painful statistic here for Astral.
Yeah.
Never got their ultimates.
Without the 2 kills on resets, it would have been a perfect game for MVP Miracle, excuse me there. So, I mean, pretty one-sided. I feel like in the first game we did see some semblances of the ability for Astral to go toe-to-toe with the Korean team. And I feel like, to be honest, a little bit of my opinion on that first game is they actually felt like, wow, we can do this. And they had so much momentum, and they were playing a lot more punish-based. I mean, we saw the kills, on, for example, on Sniper. They were roaming around, actually starting to find value with their composition. But as they started, the game started to go away from them. They lost momentum. They lost control. I think perhaps they got a little bit nervous.
Yeah, and that's something they're going to have to work on. Nonetheless, some really good elements, especially their draft here. Astral Authority going up against the world's powerhouses. Good job by them nonetheless, and congrats to Miracle. We've got one more match coming up for you on this stream, the final one to close the day out with Dreadnought and, of course, Dunk Train. This was Wolf and myself, Grubby. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for the next one coming soon.